friends, and welcome back to the Red Brick House. So today I am doing a little bit of seed planting. I'm going to be planting some thyme, and I'm going to tell you why and why I'm planting so much. So if you've been following my gardening videos, I've been working to improve upon a little area of our yard that I like to call the butterfly garden. Now in this little garden behind the scenes, I've been weeding, watering, I've been trying to power wash the fence and make it look a little nicer, and weeding some more, if you see what I mean. So I want this garden area to be very natural, but I also don't want to be weeding it constantly. I don't want to have, sometimes we have really tall grasses that come up in there, and I don't want it to be heavily maintained. I don't want to have to be out there constantly, if you know what I mean. And so because I want it to look natural, I don't want to put down a landscape fabric and cover it with mulch or rocks, because a lot of times in this little area, I like to direct seed sow, where you just put the seeds directly in the ground. And I have a couple of areas that I want to do that. I also like it when they bloom, and I don't go out there and cut the blooms off unless I'm want to bring some flowers inside. I don't really do that. I just kind of leave them be. And I like it when they kind of seed out, and then I have new plants that come up. So I think that's really fun, and I like that. So I don't want to put any fabric down or landscaping plastic or anything like that, because then that will kind of defeat the purpose, I think. So what I want to do, and my plan is that I want to try thyme as a ground cover, so I can kind of work around it, and I can still plant things, I can still sow seeds. But I know from thyme that I already have in my yard, it grows really thick, and no weeds come up in that thyme. I have some German thyme, and I also have some, lemon thyme. And my lemon thyme is as big as this table, and it was just one plant, and it's huge, and it's really thick. And like I said, grass doesn't come up in it. I don't have other little seedlings coming up in it. So that's my plan. I know it will take a while for this to kind of spread out and serve its purpose fully, but I think in the future it will. And so that's what I want to do today. So I'm probably going to plant this whole little package. I probably should have gotten more than one package, so we'll see how far this goes. So this is by Burpee, and it just says thyme. That's about as close as I can get to the camera. But it is, let's see what it says here. 180 to 200 days to harvest. It needs full sun. It gets 12 inches tall. Now that's a little bit taller than my other thyme. I don't think it grows quite that tall. So that'll be interesting. It says to plant about 1/4 of an inch deep, and to space them out about 12 inches. Or if you want to put them in a container, 3 plants per container. And we also use it, when we're cooking and things like that too. So it's so multi-purpose. I love herbs for that reason. Okay, now, excuse me. I also have a spray bottle for the top, and I have this flat of old containers. Now, they don't look pretty, you guys, but I don't love that all these things are, put out for sale in plastic cups. And sometimes they're not recyclable. So if I recycle them if I can. If I cannot, per our cities, they have some rules for, when it comes to recycling. But I like to reuse them, and I've used these over and over for the past probably 3 years, and they're perfectly fine. They're dirty, but they have writing all over them, but I don't care, because I feel like I'm doing something kind of good when I reuse things as much as I possibly can. And this is almost always in use. If it's not in use, then I just store it on a shelf just like this, and it works out fine. And so that's what we're going to do. We're going to plant this. Oh, I also have my soil. Now I've watered down my soil a little bit so that it's kind of moist, but it's not wet. It's kind of that Goldilocks in between kind of soil So I'm just going to put that in here and I'm going to plant up my seeds, and hopefully I'll have a ground cover in a few months. We always have to be patient with seeds, don't we? Sometimes that's hard. It's hard to be patient sometimes. So I'm gonna do the best I can. I'm inside today because it's kind of cloudy outside and I didn't want it to start raining on my camera. So I just have a plastic cover here over my table, which I also reuse that constantly too. Anything I get that's plastic, I try my best to reuse it as much as possible, because I really like using plastic very much. Okay, so I'm just going to fill these all up. I'm sure you already know how to plant seeds. I may end up speeding this part of the video up so you don't have to just be bored while I'm filling up cups. But I thought it might be fun to show the whole process. I could have done it off camera, but I thought it would be nice. I tried to prepare as much as I could here. But I'm just gonna rinse and repeat here and keep going. Hopefully there's enough seeds to fill up this whole thing. I also would like to, while I'm sitting here, I'll just chat with you for a minute. I also have plans. I've seen people do this where they use a ground cover as their lawn. And because we don't have dogs and my daughter's older, so we don't have a lot of wear and tear on our lawn, really. And so, you know, we've been in a drought here where I live for like the past 2 or 3 years. And it's just so hard in the summertime to keep our grass looking nice. I mean, by August, our grass will be dead because we're under restrictions of watering and it'll just look terrible. And so I have plans for the future that I want to, I'm gonna have a little bit of cleanup here. Hi, Azriel, are you coming to help me? You're curious about what I'm doing, aren't you? But anyway, I have plans that I want to make. I want to turn my lawn into a thyme yard. Is what I want to do. Because thyme needs water, yes, but it doesn't need near the amount of water that our grass needs in order for it to look nice. Okay, I think we're about there. This is the longest part of the process, isn't it? What I did not get is something to wipe my hands off on, so my hands will just have to be dirty. It's okay. All right, I'm not going to pack the soil in there. I'm just going to leave it lightly because as it waters, it will pack it down a little bit. Okay, I think that's good. So let's get to planting. I love planting seeds. They're so much fun. I've never planted thyme though. Oh, there's a lot of, oh, I do not need another package. This is plenty. I'm going to plant it pretty thickly. And then I can just separate them. But I want to give the most bang for my buck here. So I'm putting quite a bit in these. Especially since there's a lot of seeds in here, you guys. So I'm just going to keep going. I don't know about you, but I love it. I love checking on seeds every day. I'm like a little kid. I'm like, ooh, what are the seeds doing today? Are they up yet? And I'll just look as close as I can to find the tiniest little, you know, seedling coming up. And it's so fun to see them. I hope I'm not missing some. I'm talking. I get distracted when I'm talking. So I hope I don't like miss a square here, but that's okay. I'll just plant more if I do. Now the sun wants to come out. It's been really cloudy all morning. And now since I'm inside doing this dirty job, the sun wants to come out, of course. That's okay. I'm going to be heading outside to work in that little garden after I'm finished with this video. Because everything needs to be watered out there today. A few days ago, we were supposed to have a lot of rain, and guess what? everybody around us got rain, but we did not. We got like, I don't know, a smidge of rain. It rained for like 1 minute and then it was done. So things out there need some watering. Okay, that's the last one. These are so tiny, I don't think I'm gonna worry about pushing them down because I think I might pick them up on my finger if I do. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of the soil. I'm not even gonna use the cup. I'm just gonna sprinkle just a little bit on top of each one, and then I'm just gonna kind of leave those be. There we go. This is going to be fun. So hopefully in a few weeks from now, maybe a month, I'm not sure. What did it say on there? Oh, 14 to 21 days. So in 14 to 21 days from now, well, it'll be longer than that, probably a month, because they'll have to grow a little bit before I can plant them out in the garden. But hopefully you will get to see me planting these out in the butterfly garden. If not, I will let you know, hey, none of these came up. I probably did something wrong. I just use a regular potting soil that's for vegetables and flowers. That's what I'm using here. I don't think I mentioned that. I don't use like a specific seed starting mix. So if these don't work out, I've never had problems before. I've almost always had my seeds to come up. Unless they're just really fussy seeds. Like sometimes cilantro or things you have to soak. Sometimes those are hard to get to come up, but most herbs I haven't had trouble with. So we'll see. If it doesn't work out, I'll try again and maybe get something like that. Okay. These are gonna go outside. I have a shelf outside where I kind of put all my stuff like this. So I'm just kind of patting those down a little bit. Then I'm going to take my spray bottle and I'm just going to spray them down a little bit. Like I said, the soil's already moist. It won't need a lot here. Now when I was a kid, I remember my mom, she would put like plastic wrap or cellophane, I'm not sure what, it might be called something different in different places, but that's what we call it here. And she would poke holes in it so it could breathe, but she would cover her seeds in plastic wrap. I know what it was. She would get like popsicle sticks or like toothpicks, and she would stick them in there and stick the plastic through it. So the plastic kind of sat on top and acted kind of like a little terrarium, sort of, I guess. And that kept the soil from drying out while the seeds were trying to sprout. I don't normally do that, but I also have to go out and water my seeds constantly. And if you forget and they dry out, then they don't always want to grow then. So I might try that with these. Let me do that. My mom was a really good gardener. And sometimes, you know, we do things because Mama did it. So I may do that. Let me know in the comments. If you plant a lot of seeds, do you do something like that? I know there are some, you know, trays you can buy that have like the plastic dome that you put over them. I think it's kind of the same type of thing. But since I'm reusing these and I don't have that, I'm thinking I might try it and see if it works. So let me know what you've tried in the past, what you use, and how you do your seeds. And if you plant your seeds differently, I would love to know, because, you know, I think it's wonderful when we can converse with each other from all different places around the world and we can learn from each other. I just think that's amazing. So that's it for today. I'm going to go take these outside. Well, actually, I'm going to try to cover them. And then I'm going to take them outside and we'll see what happens with these. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day today. I hope you're enjoying and liking these videos. If you are, I encourage you to give me a thumbs up. Let me know I'm doing a good job. And I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye.